It says shooting is easier. Hold up. Let's see. About to say I can't skip this shit. Or what? Let's see. Damn. I ain't playing the defense really, but it's crazy. Oh. Damn. Shooting is better for the computer. Damn. Forgot how to play? A little bit. Got me running around and shit, bro. Just give me the ball. Oh. They say shooting is easier. Maybe I gotta change my shot. And that's good defense, bro. He ain't got nothing. There we go. I don't know if shooting is better or not, but I don't think I had a problem with shooting though. Damn. Get him out of here, coach. I could have shot that. Trying to see what them moving shots look like. Holy. Let me get in play. Come on, man. Oh, that's Kawhi. Why not? Damn, come on, give me the rebound. Hold on, who's this? The center? Oh, fucked it up. I got too excited because the center was guarding me. Or what I thought was the center. Damn. I try to jump at him. They ain't like the call. Ain't just gonna give me the ball, huh? Come on, I can't make that. I can make that though. Shooting do feel a little better, I don't know. But I'm playing single player offline type shit. You dig? Damn, bro. Oh yeah, I gotta put that in my shit. I forgot. Oh fucking what's the name? Came back a little bit. It's the second quarter. Let me in though. They got me on the bench. Let me in the second quarter though. Minutes to go. I can't get no rebounds, bro. Come on, Draymond. Why he jump when he make that pass, though? Oh, that's too easy. Ah, he got me. That wasn't even the right snatch back, no way. Oh. All right, Leonard. Chris Paul's chilling. I'm doing all the hard work.
Keep pushing, fellas. Keep pushing.
I'm about to say, somebody get that shit. Shooting definitely feel better. Come on. I can't get a rebound. Crazy. Zubac. Oh, he stole it. I can't get the ball either now. Let him score. Come on. Ain't never get a steal. Or a rebound. Damn, what is it? A button don't work or something? It don't work no more. They patched that out too. I'm about to say I'm still shooting, I don't care. Oh, hop step. Or a hop jumper. Come on, stop. I can't get nothing. Pushed him out of bounds, coach. Damn. In the corner. Damn. It made shooting too easy. Oh, shit. That was crazy. Put him in a spin cycle, too. Damn. Got me back, though. Oh. Hit him with the shit, though. Oh. Oh, I tried to sneak a move in there. It was quick. Damn! Should have made that, definitely.
Switch.
Oh, he's not close enough. Damn. Oh. Damn. That's crazy. Damn, that's on me. I'm trying to do that stupid ass move. Oh. I knew I fucked that up. Oh, that's what I wanted to do today. I forgot. Floaters and shit. I'm always on 2K. I just don't have that much time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just been working on this player for the longest. I don't even know if it's good. Like season 3 and shit. Damn. That's fucked up. Damn, let me stop to shoot. I had it though. No defense. Is it? I was about to say, why is they playing full court press? It's not a close game. Oh. I'm about to say. If he let me make that. Wow. Oh, George. I heard T-Mac got the best jump shot. Is that true? Damn. I gotta do something. I gotta change my dribbles or something. Damn, Curry. ELA. ELA. Damn. They really want me to beat LA. Hey. My dude sucks at layup. What kind of layup was that? Wonder if I gotta put the layup timing back on or what. Uh-oh, big defense. Like. Hold on. You should have had to do it, Paul George. Oh, Kawhi. Oh, the double? It don't matter. Paul George tried to post me, so. Hell nah. Draymond, give me the ball back. Oh. Damn. That's crazy. Give me a second real quick. Damn.
Good game, good game.
Good game, good game. Damn, man, what the fuck am I doing? Hold on. Where would that shit be at? Oh, yeah. I found it. All right, let's go. My bad. See what we can do real quick. What the fuck? Hold on, I just want to play the next game, bro. That's it. Why is it simulating, bro? I just want to play the next game, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? Alright, so can I play the next game now? Oh. Alright, wait. What the fuck is going on, bro? Oh, stop simming. Shit. Crazy. 2K. I wonder what 2K decided to change, because maybe after winning the championship, that's how the season go or something. I don't know. It ain't never tried to sim a game on me before. Not like that. Damn. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do some floaters and shit this game. And they about to fight? where am I at? Over here in the corner. Damn. Bro. Damn. Already? Kobe? Nah, hell yeah. Hell nah. Let me get the ball. Let me get the ball. Alright. Let me get that. You don't look that tall on 2K because everybody be making tall players. Hey. Come on. That's crazy. And then he gonna get an open one. Oh, he missed it though. Take a bunch of easy shots. Damn. They ain't got no points though. I feel you, Pop. Damn. Oh, he too big, guy. He missed that though. Oh fuck. Can I make it from here? Damn. I probably could have, but I hesitated. Damn. Alright, I gotta get my floater game on. Hey, they let me get that one though. Hey, give me that. Got his shit touched up. Hell nah. Oh shit. That's crazy. How you gonna block that shot? I gotta shoot it from far out. Oh, I thought that was the other guy. He can't shoot. Ah, can he? No. Damn, hold on. on, bro. Chill out. Damn. I fucked up. Hell nah. Chris Paul. You get that. Oh, he did get blocked. I'm supposed to be doing floaters, but I forgot they got the biggest center in the game. So I'm shooting. Damn. I'm about to say no double team and shit. Holy moly. Almost went out of bounds. Come on, how is that not a steal? They down there beating him up. All right, let me see. Oh. Oh. I'm about to say too strong. He's definitely not too strong. Not strong enough. All right, give me the ball. What the? That was out of bounds. Oh. I'll shoot that then. Oh. I'm trying to do something, but I'm fucking it up. Wow. Of course, that's a foul. They took me out. Damn! He tried to block my shot from way back there too, though. That's crazy.
Who's watching here?
That's the second time this game that I got a foul like that. I should stop doing that. Oh, I fucked up, but I still got it. He wasn't there. I don't care. I did it again. I can't get my floater, man. This fucking center keep going in there with me. No steals at all. Damn. Forgot he could shoot. Damn. He like, I got your help, bro. I ain't going in there. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh. Oh, fuck, I messed up. It doesn't matter. Hey. can't do post moves apparently. Well, not to the basket. Away from the basket, yeah. Hey! I try to get to the rim. They don't want me to get to the rim. Oh, let's go. They don't want me to get to the rim, but I'll shoot the three. Fuck it. Damn! 4 fouls. They took me out because I can't keep my hands to myself. 4 fouls before the second half, so I just can't foul no more for the rest of the game. Which is fine. I ain't trying to play no defense anyway. You dig? Alright. I think I'm gonna play Battlefield too a little bit after this. Why not? I thought I had to download a patch for Battlefield, but apparently not. Oh yeah, no more fucking what's the name? Hey, come on. Oh, come on, Curry. That's too easy. No more fouling. Let me get a screen out the corner, bro. Holy shit, that shit came straight to me. The fuck? Oh, that would have been nice if I'd have shot it. Oh, he too easy. Grab the board and put it right back. Every time I do the pick, I take the center with me. Oh yeah, no more fouling. Damn. Come on, Curry.
Come to me.
Damn. Probably could have made it. Oh yeah, I sure could have made it. Fuck, what am I thinking? Yeah, I'm trying to go to the rim. Got my shit blocked. touched up real quick. Damn, look at the defense. I wanted him to throw me a lob, but I'll take the dunk. Hey. Behind his head. And about to say he definitely making that one. He too slow coming around them picks, bro. He ain't showing high enough. Gotta make him change directions like I just did right there, man. Come on, bro. I could have had a dunk. Oh shit, bro, try to steal that. He making him change directions like a motherfucker. Right in his face. No homo. No. Nope, nope. Man, I left him, yeah, what? So what? $53, man. Come on. How do they get away with that? I'm about to say, if he make that. Oh, come on, bro. Give and go? That's your shot, MP. Fifth foul. I couldn't wait to get my last second, almost last foul. See if I can get another one. Almost. See what this shit talking about real quick.
There's a building that is named the Oscarian Opera in Operan. And just as a reminder, and to shine some perspective on this, remember that we have the Kleksinski Federal Building in Chicago, and they got to use power tools. They had proper construction training, and we were all here to see it. And that took us 14 years to build. So now let's go back to this opera house in Sweden. Apparently, there was an opera house before this one, which is absolutely insane. And this is the original opera house. But I'm just gonna go with it so we can destroy this narrative. This is where we're told, for the first opera house, that Sweden finally had their own opera singer because they found a music academy. So Sweden figured out what music was, and now they need a place to show it off. And here is where things get very interesting. At some point in 1775, construction began. While living in huts and without a power tool in sight, the Royal Swedish Opera was completed less than 7 years later. They supposedly knocked this thing out twice as fast as our civilization took to build this pathetic box. And their way of transportation was a donkey. I thought that we were evolving and advancing. So let's continue. We are given Axel Johan Anderberg as the architect, who designed this palace and constructed it all by himself, which is a total joke that they never mentioned that anyone ever helped these incredible master drawing characters that we, for some strange reason, can't reproduce today. So to show you all what's going on here, I'm gonna make this very simple. Since they make us bounce around from page to page to get this information, we are being told that Axel, the architect of the current opera house, that somehow replaced the original 1782 opera house, where we, of course, don't have any pictures of, and in my opinion, is the same building, was selected because he was the only person in the world that could get this job done. Oh, wait, what is this? There were so many people that could get this job done that Axel Anderberg had to win a contest against all of the other 1700s master builders of Sweden? Can you believe this? Another contest winner with the architecture of the gods flowing through his veins. I would love to see where this guy lived. I'm sure it was a shed or a hut, since this is what we were told about the 17 and 1800s. Not palaces and massive opera houses that last forever. So the first opera house is done in 7 years. No pictures of that one. And they demolish it because it was very easy back in the 1700s for some reason to get this type of building constructed again, and even better than the first one. So they did it in their spare time, of course. So how long does this one take to get Opera House number 2 done? Well, let's check out their website, where they tell us a major key as to why I believe that this is the same building. They did not knock any building down. They didn't build 2 opera houses. This is the only one. The first one took almost 7 years to build. How long do you think the second one took to build? If you guessed the exact same amount of time, almost 7 years, well, you're the winner. Welcome to episode 50 of My Lunch Break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. And are the nod. Jeffries V and Zach Bronco. You guys are all awesome and helping this channel out a lot. Okay, so I have a few more things to say about this opera house before we move on. Because of course we can't leave out the fire story that we have heard so many times, and are the nod that these buildings are from the past civilization. During the years where the first opera house, which in my opinion is the exact same opera house, but during the years where the first one was being destroyed and the new one was being built, the Swedish National Theater that was being used burned down in a fire. And one more thing to really drive this thing home for everyone. This so-called new opera house underwent a renovation. They say that it was nearly impossible to make out the subjects of the artwork in the stairwell inside the building because of all the smoke from the outside of the building, from the city, accumulated in just 91 years. So 91 years, and you can't even tell what the paintings were on the inside because of the smoke from the city on the outside. What are they even talking about here? This is a clear cover-up, that this was the original building. This is Opera House number 1. And those paintings were from the previous civilization. How much clearer could this get? And of course, they were restored to the exact same condition it was in the inaugural ceremony. Yeah, sure it was. Let me know what you think about that one. You all know what I think about that. Let's stay here in Sweden for now and take a look at the Riddarholmen Church, where we are told that we have located one of the oldest buildings in Stockholm. So this should be fun. And after what I just found, you'll all enjoy this one. Knowing what we know, after 49 episodes, and now 50, we know here that any construction project going on before the 1800s that looks like this is basically a laughing matter. We know from the AI ChatGPT what kind of manpower and what requirements would be necessary for something like this to actually take place and be constructed, and then go on to last forever. unlike anything we've ever constructed today, 200 plus years later. So 1800s is a stretch. 1700s, basically forget about it. It becomes nearly impossible, based on what the mainstream history tells us, that they rode on horses and suffered in the winters. Pulling granite, stone, brick, and the rest through muddy roads would be insane. Then each horse needs 10 gallons of water per day. So you'll have all of these things that the mainstream narrative blatantly ignores all over the world, every single time. They tell us that this church was constructed in the year 1300, over 700 years ago, before Sweden ever even wrote their first book, which happened 183 years after this building was constructed. It is so
crazy.
backwards, it's unbelievable. How can anyone look at this stuff anymore and say, yeah, that all adds up? It 100% does not add up. It's logistically impossible. It isn't realistic. This is their website. They literally just say it was completed around the year 1300. Could have been. It might be. But
Maybe.
Who knows? Now, we all know that this is a lie. They're making up a random date, and people just believed it for years, until now. So they say that 725 years ago, they're over in Sweden knocking this thing out. With perfection, of course. Now, I've emailed the old Treasury building on Spring Street in Melbourne, Australia, and what they emailed me back should get anyone thinking. I asked them a basic question, something that they should be able to provide, since the camera was invented in 1816. And they tell us that this building was constructed in less than 4 years, from 1858 to 1862. Now, the question I asked them was, do you have any construction photos? They replied saying that there's a couple photos attached. Unfortunately, these are the only ones that we have from the construction. Now let's take a look at these photos for a second. There are some very strange things going on here. First of all, this building is not being constructed. It's clearly constructed. And I put an arrow in this photo, pointing at the right side of the building, because it's clearly being dug out of the dirt. This is not the way anyone would ever construct a building today, or ever. And I want to make this point very clear. So I sent the photo back to them with the arrow in there and said, just looking at the photo you sent over, was it originally built with the dirt covering that right side of the building? A reply that should shock anyone and at least begin to show anyone in the world that there is something seriously wrong with the history that we have been told. They replied saying that it was originally built with the dirt covering the right side of the building. Due to the rise and the fall of the land, the building is submerged. The rise and the fall of the land? I'm sorry, what? The south and east sides are fully exposed. So what we call the basement, the lowest level, is technically on ground level. In other words, they had to dig this thing out of the dirt. What we call the ground floor is elevated above the street level. So from one side, it looks like we have 3 floors. And from the other side, it looks like we have 4 floors. I'm sorry, but this is insane. Take a look at this photo that they sent over again. There is clearly a digging process going on here. They are removing this building from the mud flood, in my opinion, and they admit it without even knowing it. The way that the building sits today is exactly how you would construct it. You would build a foundation and then construct the building. You wouldn't build the building into the dirt. And I'd be willing to bet, after all of my research, that this building has a few more basements under the ground that we just aren't being told about. And before we go on, I've been wanting to show everyone this photo for a while. This is Mont Saint-Michel in France. This photo was taken in 1925. Now, on the ground, you can see there is a railroad track in the dirt. Railroad tracks need to be screwed into wood. If they were constructed in our timeline, just like this picture, you can see the wood because we constructed it. Now the train was basically brand new to the world at this point. So we should be able to see the wood planks in this photo. They are completely covered up by the dirt. The only thing sticking out is the railroad tracks from, in my opinion, the previous civilization. And we are reusing their technology. This entire area was dug out of the dirt. You can see where the previous ground level was, here off to the right-hand side. This is an incredible structure, very clearly a place that was built by the previous civilization, considering Paris City Vision lets us know that this was built before cowboys and Indians. In fact, they tell us that it was built over 1,100 years before cowboys and Indians. In the year 708, very casually knocking this one out in the year 708. Any year would have worked, honestly. 706, 707 would have
Like it
also been a
matters.
winning number. Anything goes if you're the mainstream narrative, until now. Because we all know that this is just ridiculous and a complete lie. The logistics in building this before anyone even knew how to make paper is complete nonsense. 708. Wow. Oh, and did I forget to mention that this thing is in the middle of the water? Did I leave that part out?
Right.
Well, yeah. It's in the middle of the water. And we are supposed to just believe that they had a great shipping company, an architect, a financial guy that would make sure that they had this all covered in the year 708. Oh, and it of course lasts forever. With 0 issues and not one flaw in the construction. It's perfect. Unlike anything that we have ever constructed today. How does the mainstream history make any sense at all at this point? You cannot go from this in 708 to evolving and advancing into sheds. And now we build Motel 6s. It's crazy. How can anyone ever go into a history class again without laughing? The year 708 was just a year of brilliance, I guess. Yeah, right. These buildings are from the previous civilization, and more people are realizing this every single day. And once you know, you know. You don't go back to thinking that the year 708 built massive structures on a cliff in the middle of the water with a train that just pulls right up to the front door. And I was on Google Maps just looking around and saw this city in Italy. And I went down to the street view and I saw that they have this fountain. The whole city clearly was found, repurposed,
got it.
and is being used today. And as we spin this camera view around, we are going to see a griffin right above their front door. So we see the Tartaria logo all over the world. And then I was going to show you these door frames. Look at the size of the people compared to the size of the door frame. The wood door is obviously our work. The stone frame is from the past civilization. The size of the people were at least double. Why build a door frame this big? Well, you would because the people were bigger. Today, we construct standard door frames at 96 inches for newer homes, which is 8 feet. We can all agree this man is probably 5'10", so let's say 6 feet to round it up. The existing door is double his size, let alone the entire stone frame. It's massive. It's at least 15 feet high. So I spin the camera around, and of course, they're doing construction. Because what would these buildings do without our help? And you can see this lady here. Look at how small she is in comparison to this door frame. You can see our small entrance that we have built here at the bottom. This is the door size for us. Why would a civilization that is struggling through winters, riding around on horses and wagons, go out of their way to construct a door frame that are 15 to 20 feet high? When we are supposedly bigger than they were, they show us Civil War outfits where they're like half our size. Using common sense, the narrative is backwards. It's clearly lying to us. They understood construction and were very good at it. It lasts forever. And they built their door frames proportionate to their size, the exact way that we do. What an interesting city. Especially when we stay here in this city and look at the Rocca Pallina, a fortress that was built in less than 3 years, like 500 years ago. How can the narrative get away with this? They can't have this technology and then go live in sheds and have cowboys and Indians too. It can't have both. Either humans knew how to build or they didn't. The whole Abe Lincoln being born in a shed thing is just nonsense. That was over 300 years after they were knocking out this fortress. In just 3 years. So in 300 years, they forget everything? Or are we evolving and advancing? Which one is it? In my opinion, these narratives are nonsense. They are lies. The dates are all over the place. Just because a building is built in a different location of the world doesn't mean the narrative gets a pass. If a cell phone is created, the whole world advances. If a plane is created, the whole world gets the plane. The USA supposedly broke away from Europe. In the process of breaking away in the 1700s, did they all forget their brain? No. This was the start of the worldwide reset, in my opinion. An event took place right before this that started our entire worldwide narrative over. and we're seeing through their nonsense now. So this fortress is insane. And if anyone is there and can send me photos of what I'm about to read, please email me. Here we go. They destroyed a large number of Roman medieval buildings in order to build this fort, including houses, as well as over 100 tower houses, destroying gates and churches and monasteries. And here we go for the part that shows there is much, much more to this city. And honestly, the whole world below our feet. A civilization was here before us that was incredible. It turned the former city streets of the historic city center into underground passageways, which are now open to the public. Unbelievable. If anyone can get in those underground tunnels, please send me any photos you can. I'm also on X if you want to send it to me on there. I am definitely adding this city to my list that I want to go to and investigate for this channel. And like I said earlier, the reset happened, in my opinion, around the time that the USA and the Australian governments were founded. So in the mid-1800s, of course, something happens here in Italy, because this is a worldwide operation, a synchronized mission to control the masses. I believe that we are much more powerful than we are told. I think we have energy that they want. And by demoralizing us, and basically stealing our energy, it benefits them. It adds to their sick game of power and control. So in the mid-1800s, the fortress was partially destroyed and rebuilt. But in 1860, of course, only 12 years after they supposedly built it again, it was demolished and the Kingdom of Italy took over. I'm surprised that they didn't say that it burned down in a random fire, since they love to say that stone burns down in fires, which it doesn't. So in 1932, they go down into these tunnels and destroy whatever was there that they don't want us to see, as it would ruin their narrative in a second. And they call it a restoration, when we know that restoration really means destruction. And another destruction project in 1965. And guess what? They left us a wall to look at. Incredible. So I hope this clears up more for everyone, that the history that we've been told and forced to repeat over and over, generation after generation, is a lie. And they just throw dates around, and everyone just believed it for years. It doesn't matter what date they say. Nobody was there to verify it. And stone doesn't change the way that wood does over time. So if a building, or in this case an arch, is built 100 years ago or 5,000 years ago, if it was built in New York or in Italy, nobody would know the difference. So in this story, they're gonna tell us that this arch right here was built by people that were about 1,100 years away from creating paper. 2,300 years ago. We are told that this arch was made in the second half, not the first half, the second half, because they're gonna get specific now. So the second half of the 3rd century BC, which is 300 years before we started counting years the way that we do. So then they restore it in 40 BC, not 41 or 42 or 39, but exactly 40. And we fully trust that. Oh, we don't? No, we don't. Especially when they can't tell us the logistics of a building from the 1800s. There was no restoration project going on in 40 BC, 2,063 years ago. And yet again, we are given a doorway that, in my opinion, was not built thousands of years ago. This is possibly only a few hundred years old and shows the size that the people really were. The arch is part of a massive set of walls, which are 30 feet tall and 9,500 feet long, covering approximately a quarter of a square mile, over 3 hills, built in the year -300. Yeah, right. So I began the episodes talking a lot about the USA, and it's a great starting point for this subject, because it clearly shows how ridiculous the mainstream lie really is, and how these structures are all over the USA, when they shouldn't be. And I'm gonna continue to show the USA buildings for a long time. But we are now at the point where we are all very knowledgeable about the timeline and the details that are necessary for a perfect construction process, especially one that lasts forever. But I am now also going to be getting into the narrative of other countries and continents in future episodes, like we did today in Italy. Because the narrative in the USA is relatively recent. It's in the last 300 years, and we have proven how insane those narratives are. How repetitive with fake characters and fake fires, false logistical processes, or the lack of telling us that there was ever a logistical process, and so much more. Time and time again, But now in the rest of the world, we get thousands of years to work with, and it's going to become laughable. The mainstream history is done. It's going to take the narrative that we have shredded in the first 50 episodes and burn it. And we have a short bonus for today. In episode 47, we talked about the Stone Sea in St. Louis, and we discussed that they are technology. And I want to go a little deeper here and make a connection and say that in my opinion, these are from the past civilization. They are being hidden by this cafeteria that the museum doesn't even need, since like 10 people are walking around it all day. But they clearly know the technology that these stone structures hold. I believe they recreated this technology, and I believe that the St. Louis Arch is a much bigger, possibly much more powerful recreation of this technology, being hidden behind the blinds in the basement. Where else in the world do you see these arches? And what are the odds that these are right next to each other? We have proven that they are attempting, and seems like it's successful, that they are able to extract an energy from the earth in this location. What is under the ground in this location? And what is the true meaning of the St. Louis Arch? The patterns and repetition. We are getting closer and closer to the truth. I want to thank all the badge members, the Patreons, and subscribers.
That was pretty good. Shit, I ain't seen one of his videos in a minute. I've been out and about. You know what I'm saying? Nigga said, watch Curry, hold on. Hey, Draymond. The perfect little lob, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Defense is so bad. Oh. Get back. Who is this guy guarding me, bro? I can't shake him. Matter of fact, hold on. Finna hop, step, jumper, spin move or something. Matter of fact, I was doing that shit the other day. Playing against the homie. Let's see if I can do it now. Hold on. Hey. Hey. Oh, got him. That's a killer move. The basket, spins back away from the basket. Holy shit. He ain't finna shoot it though. Hey. Come on. That's crazy. I could have dunked it. Decided to take the shot because I thought it was a better play. This motherfucker hit that shit. Hold on, man. That's crazy. Come on, give me the ball, bro. Hey! Too strong. Bullied him out the way. Wiggins. Alright, hold on. Let's hear this shit real quick. I want to hear what this shit.
She also alleges in this lawsuit that, you know, hotel security seen her get abused and they told her to leave the hotel for her own safety. And she claims that, you know, Diddy, he paid for the hotel footage of the night that she got assaulted.
Damn.
If she remembers the night in which she is assaulted, she need to get her legal team together. They go back to that hotel. All that footage has to be saved and put in the archives. If that footage is cut off from the time where she says she was assaulted
Damn.
to another time, just say she was assaulted at 12 o'clock. And the footage is missing from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. You understand? Or distorted in a way. She got a lawsuit through that. She might be owning one of those hotels.
Damn.
She might be owning one of those hotels. Cause that's a lawsuit, bruh. You can't do that. That's evidence.
So you believe her when she say that Diddy bought the footage? You gotta have a whole lot of power for that, man. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, some people, it ain't only with Diddy. It's other people that tried to buy footage. When you ever seen football players, they beat their wives, they beat their girlfriends, they do stuff at the hotels. Their management, their publicists, they go to the hotels and see can they find somebody in security to distort those things.
Why not?
It's not
right?
the first time it happens. Yo, you got a job, you making $35,000, $40,000 a year. Doing the security there. Puff comes say, yo man,
Right.
get rid of that tape, I got 100,000 for you.
Damn.
You putting in your resignation the next day, they can't find the tape.
Hell yeah.
Anybody, if they don't have no morality, they don't have no,
Scruples, morals.
a lot of guys would do that.
That's what you
Because they feel like, I could find another security job at the hotel, at another hotel. And by the time they come looking for it, it's already messed up and gone, and they don't know what happened to it. That's something neat, that's real easy.
Right.
Why you can't find why you can't find the tape of Big's murder at the Peterson Museum? Why you can't find the tape? Right outside the museum.
Damn.
The museum has to have, just like the
Surveillance.
hotels, your cameras had to reach about more than 100 feet from the hotel for the insurance purposes.
Ah.
So why is that footage missing? Why is the footage from Cassie missing? Why is the footage from Big missing? Because somebody paid somebody for something.
Damn.
Like I said,
Simple as that.
those people in that music business, they have friends that have friends. You understand? And they pay people to make shit happen, and they pay
Right.
people to make shit go away. They strong, bruh. Don't think they ain't strong. You have to have God in your life, man, not to fear these people.
Hey.
And know that you gotta go just as hard as they go when something go down.
I was about to say, I don't think I can make that one. Damn, I wasn't there. He said, that's what we do, baby. Is that the end of the game or what? Kobe. I guess that was the end of the game. Did I get my shit? The Clippers beat the Warriors by 1 point. That's what I'm talking about. I got me a new badge. You dig? Paul George hits the game winner. Paul George. Elon Musk said, fuck you, Disney. Apparently. Is this the only team I get to play or what? Hey. All right, there we go. Damn, the fades are good to go. One-handed. All greens. Even that one. All greens, one-handed. They done fixed the shooting. Shooting is way better. Apparently, you can shoot with one hand now. Oh, except that one. I finally missed it. Whatever. How about that? I'm back. I'm unpatched. Can I get the ball? Oh, All right, I'm patched. Ah, man. All right, hold on. Let's see. That shit got lyrics. Nah, I don't know. They've been all busy, and Londo been busy too. Damn. Hey. Can I get that? Hey. He tried to play some defense, I ain't gonna lie. running. Oh, hell nah. Hey! Look at the bounce pass, man. Let me get the ball, bro. Too easy. Alright, hold on. Oh, I left him wide open over there, but it's all good. About to say he either gonna make it or miss it. I ain't tripping. Hold on, let me get that. Hey.
Keep it up.
What is this? This ain't halftime. It's a timeout. I'm gonna take a timeout too then, shit.
Thus, in everything, the cool mind, the thoughtful mind, immediately taking hold of the situation, sees the probabilities and the most likely way out, and quietly and in an orderly manner proceeds to protect values by intelligent judgment, decision, and action. All of these principles are possible only, however, in their operation upon the person having his faculties at his disposal. If his faculties are already tied up in a tempest, they are not available to him. When he seeks inside himself and finds only prejudices and antagonisms, he is incapable of honest judgment. He has destroyed the right to solve his own problem. He must therefore continue to make the false solutions that have complicated similar problems from the beginning. It is so important, consequently, in a time such as this especially, that individuals try every day to lower pressures. Not to lower pressures only in the presence of a major emergency, but to lower pressures continuously. Wherever they occur, wherever they arise, even the smallest one, rationalize through it and eliminate it. If you do this for even a short time, the habit of controlling pressure will develop within yourself. This is a form of self-discipline. In the Zen monasteries in Japan, the masters make life utterly miserable for their disciples. Everything possible is done to force the disciples to get out. He is not wanted unless he refuses to go.
Right.
Every object that he turns his attention to brings about some, at least minor, difficulty for himself. He asks a question, and no matter how serious the question, he is going to be ridiculed. If he makes a statement, his ears will be boxed. If it is found that he has a kind of a quiet pride and dignity in himself, he will be appointed to wash the dishes. Anything in him that represents self-will or self-purpose will be relentlessly assailed. Now, this is not done from any cruelty of motive. It is done to force the disciple to make a real evaluation of himself. It is done in order to break down all artificiality, all false pride, and to bring him, temporarily at least, under the complete autocratic domain of the abbot or head of the monastery. The abbot himself has no interest in trying to dominate this young man. He has no interest in trying to injure him. He knows as well as the young man does the sincerity which brought the disciple to the temple. But he knows something else, which the disciple does not know, and that is that unless the disciple is able to accept discipline of the most stern kind without the slightest emotional reaction, he will never get very far in his search for truth. Discipline is this first ability of the individual to obey his teacher. But this is only primary. This is the kindergarten grade. The real purpose of this discipline is that the individual shall come to be completely master of himself. That in this mastery there is no force involved. He is not going to browbeat himself. He is simply going to learn to say yes and no, and mean exactly what he says. He is going to lose the word maybe from his vocabulary. Also, he is going to say yes because he has given every possible impartial consideration to the problem. That he will never say yes or no until these simple words represent the fullest degree of insight which he possesses. There will never be a snap judgment. He will derive no judgment from the opinions of another. He will not find his answers by recourse to books. In Zen there are no books. He will speak simply and directly, always from the very best of his own understanding and insight. And he will work unceasingly to increase this understanding and insight. And the more simple his life, the more simple his decisions, the clearer his judgment, and the stronger his willingness to do that which is true, with no consideration for his own advantage. As these processes develop in him, his insight strengthens, he becomes more capable of reality and less addicted to error. He has gradually brought himself into harmony with the law governing existence. And this law simply demands that conscious beings bind themselves by conscious effort to the plan to which they belong. Unconscious beings or subconscious beings are bound by instinct. Man must be bound by a conscious dedication and a conscious sacrifice of self-will in order that he may live in harmony with the universal will. Now, it might sound from all this that the end is a pretty dour one. Here an individual goes around psychologically muscle-bound for the rest of his life. He can only do the things that he believes to be right. He must question his every action and his every motive. And as one non-member of the sect pointed out, nearly everything that is right is unpleasant, and nearly everything that is pleasant is not right. Therefore, the end is misery. This is not true at all. This has actually no relationship, except to the degree of the young novice who gains a hearty fear of his master and his switch, and who is constantly in terror of some kind of reproof.
Damn.
It is only after a considerable length of time, perhaps, that the novice gradually gains the great admiration for his teacher. There is the story of the young man who reverently and sedately and with all the formalities approached the master on several different occasions to ask questions, to discuss matters of importance, and to try to convey the impression that he was very serious. Each time the master physically kicked him out and said, "Don't come around here, I don't even know you. Who are you?"
That's funny. Damn.
And the young novice went out very dejected, built up his ego a little bit, tried to get his self-pride back, went back, tried it again, got kicked out again. This continued until one day something happened in the garden of the monastery. A very wild, strange, wonderful flower blossomed. None had ever seen it before. And the young novice, absolutely possessed by the tremendousness of this flower, dashed unannounced into the master's presence and said, "Master, come and see this wonderful thing." He was all excited. He forgot himself. He forgot the master. All he could think of was the beauty of this flower. And the master embraced him most tenderly and says, "At last, I have met you. I have met the real you. I have met the thing that was not always playing parts, always dressed up, always so demure, always so artificially humble. Forget all this. Simply be yourself. But let yourself be always true, always gracious, always beautiful. Let it have this tremendous thrill at the beauty of this glorious flower." Thus, in the whole concept, there is no real frustration involved. There is no tremendous struggle against temptation, because the temptation simply doesn't exist there. The person suddenly comes into a universe of tremendously attractive things. A universe that, as far as he is concerned, is free of pain. He is aware of the pain of others and is dedicated by his obligations to help others in every way possible. But he is no longer suffering himself from any action of his own. He has compassion for others, pity for others, and a great desire, if necessary, to give his life for them. But it is all a natural acceptance of the right and privilege to sacrifice. And so we have to watch these things, and only in quietude and in analysis can we discover some of them. If we brush along, clinging to our own interpretations without thoughtfulness, demanding from others what we expect of them rather than what they can provide, we're going to be hurt. We're going to hurt them, and they're going to hurt us. If we gradually develop discrimination, however, we will not expect the unreasonable. We will understand why other people misunderstand us. That it is not merely that they want to hurt us, but that they are not equipped to take on the attitudes that we wish them to take on. Let us also then ask ourselves another question. Do we really know the value of the attitudes we want them to take on? Are we so completely right ourselves that they would be emancipated by becoming like us? Would the fact that they became cut-out copies of our own deportment assure their salvation and our eternal happiness?
Right.
Usually no. In the first place, the individual who is trying to change others is usually in desperate need of change himself. The patterns which he regards as proper have produced very little for him except trouble. He values them not because they are right, but because they are his. And he assumes that all others can be wrong, but he cannot be. So this statement that we hear so often in a reply to advice, well, if I was in your place, I would do it this way, is utterly meaningless. If the other person was in our place, he would do exactly as we have done, because the place created the situation. We have no reason to assume that anyone will be better by doing it our way, unless we can prove that our way has been astonishingly successful in matters of real value. The mere fact that by our way we have managed to accumulate a few extra dollars or risen a few steps on the social ladder, these things are of no importance to communicate to anyone else. If our way has made us happier, wiser, better people, then perhaps there is some advantage. But if our way has only locked us within a pattern of personal conceits and opinions, it is of no importance even to ourselves. So there is much to be said in favor of not attempting to judge other people's attainments by measuring them against our own. We have tried this policy for ages, and we have discovered gradually as time went along that people are quite individual, and that abilities which we feel others need, they may not need as much as we think they do. Perhaps it is better if we can help them also to that degree of quietude in which they can discover their own abilities. Here again, your acceptances are very important. Careers are problems of acceptances. Dr. Schweitzer made a series of acceptances. Abraham Lincoln made a series of acceptances. He knew before he started out the problems that he faced, and there are even records that he anticipated the probability of his own assassination. He accepted responsibilities
like Tupac,
and chose to carry them,
right?
And developed around his acceptances a very simple philosophy of life, which has made him one of America's greatest citizens. He had no complicated theories, but he did have a clear insight as to duty. He had this courage to do what he believed to be right, and he was wonderfully gifted in the simple honesties which enabled him to choose things that were reasonably right. So we find that men of great stature in this world have usually come to their knees and asked the help of heaven and the presence of God and the guidance of truth in all of their undertakings. Great people are nearly always humble, accepting people, seeking always from within themselves some guidance, some clue, some strengthening of conviction to give them the courage to go on and do the things that are necessary. As soon as they become complicated, they become wrong. And that is another point in connection with this situation of acceptances. Errors can become very confusing, very complicated, until the judgment of the wisest will not be sufficient to divide the false and true. But realities, truths, are very simple, very basic. The individual senses and feels realities if he permits himself to. He knows by the reaction within himself what is good and what is not good. He gains a certain inner strength when he follows the truth as he knows it. He weakens himself the moment he departs from this conviction. The moment he knows that he compromises his own principles, he has weakened himself. He has lost respect for himself. He has lost faith in himself.
Damn.
Then he turns to all these outside sources of possible support and becomes completely lost in a maze of confusion and conflicting opinions. In philosophy and religion, then, the concept of the retreat was long ago developed. That every year a person should retire for a few days from the turmoil of things to the quietude of self-analysis, the quietude of communion with realities, with unworldliness. The moment that is spent in the presence of that which is truly significant. Today we are hardly able to see the world for the houses. We are hardly able to sense the divine universe because we are hopelessly tied up in subdivisions and building projects. To us today, the world is nothing but freeways, tying great centers of industry and commerce together. We have a sense of the importance of the things we do, the importance of the attitudes that we take, and most important of all, the need for this tremendous ambition drive that will enable us to outwit our competitors. We have to get away from this occasionally, because it is a false world, a completely false world. No matter how we try to prop it up, it is not going to stay in one piece. No matter how we try to support and perpetuate these problems, they fall, they disappear, new patterns arise, and in 50 years, practically every notion that we hold today on industry, economics, and politics may be extinct. Certainly it will be outmoded. The only things that will not change are the relationships between man and the essential facts of living. The things that will not change will be the communion with space itself, our relationship to the infinite life within us and around us, and our utter dependency upon universal life for our existence day by day.
Damn.
We will still be dependent upon realities, even while we watch the unrealities to which we have dedicated so much time and energy fall to pieces around us. So man must constantly strive to restore a certain orientation in strength, orientation in the quietude of space itself, with its vast harmonious patterns of energies that are not fighting and struggling, but are moving majestically through eternity. The individual must sense his relationship with eternal life, not merely with a career of a few years and old age pension. Unless he is able to get a separate look at values, he is going to be drowned in false attitudes. If he gets this separate look at values, he can then begin to plan how to handle things which are not so valuable. Once he is free from this entanglement of hypnosis of things, once he no longer accepts his own achievements as superlative and ultimate, once he escapes from the belief that man can be everything and do all, and begins to recognize his true relationships with life, he can relax and he can begin to plan a useful, pleasant life here. When Eastern philosophy moved north and eastward in Asia, and set up the great northern schools of Yoga, Vedanta, Tantra, Buddhism, a major change took place in the basic psychology of these groups. This change was to the effect that once man has conquered tension in himself, he can adjust to the world and have the advantages of everything that is good in the common way of life around him. It is not necessary that he renounce all worldliness and depart on his lonely journey to the infinite. The only point is that he must have a center. He must have some orientation that is strong enough to prevent him from abusing the immediate material things which surround him. If the person is quietly addicted to value, if he knows in himself something of the reason for his own existence, he may then also accept cheerfully and wisely the realization that he is born into this world, that he is here for a purpose, that he is here to learn more and to work with people in the achievement of a realization of the actual, factual identity of life. It is therefore quite possible for him to make a living, to choose a profession, to become famous or remain obscure according to his own interests. He may accumulate all that he needs. He may gain knowledge. He may become a student, a philosopher, or a scholar. He may do almost anything that he wishes to do, from being a simple farmer to being the chief of state. Any situation that arises is within his power and within his pattern and within his possibilities, as long as he evaluates these things correctly. If he realizes that in terms of value it means absolutely no difference whatever whether he is the farmer or the chief of state. The important thing is to be himself, to live a constructive life. And when he does not care, it is probable that he will make an ideal chief of state, because then he will be incorruptible. He cannot be touched because the things that corrupt most people no longer interest him. He has his core in value. He knows what is valuable. And he will no longer deceive himself, and he will no longer compromise himself, and he can no longer depart from the light that is already within his own consciousness. It is in there. He cannot go against it. So inspired and strengthened by this light, he may live constructively on almost any level of society. He may achieve any reasonable end, and whatever he does do will be done honorably, will be done with a full spirit and a full heart. He will do these things in a way that will bring distinction to his profession or his trade. And he will probably be inspired with a great deal more creative artistry than the person who lacks this inner adjustment. Actually, the person who has achieved this acceptance is the only person who is free. He is free because there is nothing that can enslave him. He has already thoroughly rationalized and intuitively understood through ambition. He has recognized the uselessness of selfishness, that it can produce nothing of value. He has lost all ability to fall back upon hate or jealousy in the justification of himself. He knows his own faults, he knows his own weaknesses, and that efforts to justify them are useless. In substance, he has become honest. And being honest, he is also in a prime relationship with life in terms of growth. Knowing what he does not know, he is open to learning. He knows exactly what he needs to know, and will never be obscured by sophistication and assume that he knows more than he does. The test of knowledge is to whether or not it will support him in his emergencies. If the knowledge doesn't work, it isn't knowledge. If the knowledge is only theory and cannot be applied to any particular situation, it is worthless. So the person is continually growing because he knows what he needs to achieve next. Having a completely honest estimation of himself, he can tell exactly the remedies for his own inadequacies. All of this is a very quiet procedure. There is no tendency to appear virtuous. There is no desire to put on airs because they are recognized for their uselessness. Needless to say, such people are hard to injure. The most that we can possibly do is what the tyrant does, destroy their bodies. But these people cannot be destroyed as beings because they will not compromise their principles. The death of the body is a minor situation. It can be repaired. Nature has done it often. But the death of honor is a great disaster, very difficult to repair. The individual who compromises his integrities is far worse off than one who suffers martyrdom. So we have to recognize these basic values. And in Christian religion, the acceptance principle is clearly indicated in many of these statements of Jesus, especially in the Sermon on the Mount. Here we are strongly advised never to return evil for evil, never to believe in ourselves as too wise or too knowing, always to remain much as little children in the presence of the majesty of life and reality. That it is not our purpose or our place to be arrogant, but rather our proper emotion to be forever grateful. Everything that makes up life can bring out of us either constructive reactions or destructive ones. The individual of acceptances is also the person of gratitudes. And we have much in this world to be grateful for, even in times which seem difficult. We have the right to be grateful for the mere fact, perhaps, that we live in a strenuous generation, for it is a generation of great learning. You may see many things fail, but we will never live to actually see truth fail. We will see its forms change, we will see it persecuted and perhaps martyred, but it will rise phoenix-like forever from the ashes of its own dead. Realities can never die, and non-realities can never be preserved. We see around us many inducements to turn thoughtfully to our own natures. We observe that never before have there been so many good reasons why we should think straight. Never before has it been more necessary for us to be wise, to be quiet, to be kind. Never before have there been so many demands upon our energies, upon our resources, and upon our strength. These demands require that we shall conserve our resources, that we shall save our energies, that we shall do nothing to uselessly waste any resource that we possess. There is every reason we should be sober and protect ourselves against all such escape mechanisms as alcohol, narcotics, and sedations. If we observe in our own natures that we are not adequate to these conditions and to these pressures, then our first and primary duty is to achieve adequacy. This is far more important than a new swimming pool. This is infinitely more necessary to us than a late model car. And adequacy means more to us in the universe than some passing advancement in our profession or business, which will add to our responsibilities and miseries unless we are big enough to carry these burdens with a right spirit. So no time at all is better than the moment to measure and estimate this term of adequacy in ourselves. Are we tired? Are we nervous, irritable, excited, depressed? Why? It is so easy to say that outside conditions are too much for us. But it is not quite so easy to say that we are too little for our own survival. Well, if man had tried desperately all through time to make a noble example of himself, if we knew that people were desperately striving, then we might say it's a terrible thing to have people live so well and have so many troubles. It is hard to believe that people who are so sincere should be in so many difficulties. But we cannot honestly say this. We cannot say that the overwhelming majority of human beings is really doing the best it can. It is doing the best it feels like doing at the moment. It is doing the best it can without making any improvement upon itself. It is doing the best it can merely to continue as it is. Today we are not finding the average person reacting constructively to the challenge of his own needs. When he finds himself in a serious situation, he seeks to escape only. He does not seek to solve. So humanity gradually divides into two groups. The larger group, which is simply increasingly sorry for itself, and a smaller group that, beginning to realize the facts, is gathering resources to do something about it. And this was the point that Spengler brought out when he noted clearly that the second half of the 20th century would require that the world restores a philosophic foundation for life, that we must move existence from this temporal consideration of advantage to the eternal consideration of values, of realities. So the smaller group is trying to get better. The larger group is just taking aspirin, trying to forget that it hurts. The group that is continuing to take aspirin will have its reward. It will probably finally fall into a coma and rest there for a few millennia. But when it does wake up, it'll be in exactly the same spot it's in now. Because evasion and the lowering of our ability to react to a stimulation does not solve anything. It is the smaller group that, coming clearly to realize that it is wrong, that its patterns are not adequate, that its systems are not correct, that the policies which have never succeeded must be changed. This smaller group, finding itself perhaps leaderless, finding its sphere of world influence very limited, and that the great decisions are being made by the irresponsible, is finally confronted with the same decision that every thoughtful person has been faced with since the dawn of big time. He has to start out for himself. He has to assume that the one thing he can do is work himself over and get himself straightened out. Because if he is successful in doing this, He will find a direction for his own efforts, and he will also be able to estimate the world condition without simply being angry. The world of the angry men is also totally worthless. If we have the values clearly set, we will be able to recognize integrities and be very grateful that the law does operate, even though it is not always to our satisfaction. The person seeking relief from tension has to make some decision. With 50% of our population neurotic today, and this is a conservative estimate, while higher figures are being presented almost hourly. With this situation, it is obvious that the population cannot depend upon counselors and analysts and psychologists to take care of this enormous group of needy, even if these specialized areas could take care of them. And with the exception of a few violent cases which have to have psychiatry, the success of treatment is still a very open matter. For the reason that no matter how hard you work with a situation, you cannot restore something that has actually spoiled itself. So the individual knows that psychotherapy is a long, expensive, and uncertain way of treatment. And at the end of it is likely to be only an adjustment to a situation which is itself wrong, and will ultimately prove intolerable again. Some way, then, other methods of therapy have to be developed. Religious psychology has come forward in this, not so much, unfortunately, in terms of religion, as in the form of bringing counselors into churches. But religion does have this one great advantage. It has created codes or beliefs which it has implanted in the young. And while some of these may not be entirely desirable, some of these codes, certainly they recommend self-control. That there are standards of right that must be obeyed, and that the child begins to obey them in early life. Religion is the only group today that gives this basic instruction. It is not available in schools, and it is not usually available in homes. And even if it was available in homes, its influence is not sufficiently strong. Whereas if a religious group is well represented in a community and well respected, it has a considerable aura of influence over young people. So if this religious group starts in with the young child, teaching that child to love God and to be true to his fellow men, to be honest in his dealings, to be kind, to seek truthfulness, to be modest, to keep his virtues, and in all things to be mindful
back on the bench
that he has a destiny in the future, a destiny in the universe which he must return to, bills that he must pay, and that his future depends upon his integrity now. If these things can be brought home to the young, we have the foundations of self-discipline. These teachings are far more valuable than any later psychotherapy after the damage is done. So we feel that it is very necessary to maintain this religious sphere of influence, a religious sphere that is not sectarian, that does not make membership in a particular church the outstanding virtue, but makes obedience to the laws of God and nature the great virtues. If we can maintain these institutions and perhaps gather greater dignity for them by their own broadening and deepening, and an increasing fellowship of faiths throughout the world, if religions can overcome their own differences and unite to teach a simple, honest, honorable code to the young, we will have a strong line of defense against the psychological problems that now disturb us. Most persons who are in trouble today, psychologically, morally, ethically, and we might say culturally, are persons of inadequate background. They may have come from wealthy backgrounds, they may have been well educated, but they were not taught and inspired to respect honor, integrity, and value, nor were they given a deep faith in any principle or power superior to their own desires. In other words, their spiritual culture was neglected. They then come in middle life to an analyst, having built a false life, a life in which they have achieved a certain amount of haphazard success. And this success, well interlarded with misery, reverse, and disillusionment. These people, because they are now in a crisis, seek to be straightened out. But for 40, 50, or maybe 60 years, these persons have never imposed any control upon themselves. They have never accepted the sovereignty of anything superior to their own desires, attitudes, opinions, and feelings. These persons, whenever they wanted to be angry, they were angry by divine right. Whenever they wanted to be stubborn, they were stubborn.
That was nasty right there. Jeez.
Their virtues were never deep enough to prevent them from making the basic mistakes that have disfigured their lives. No psychotherapy can help these people unless it can re-educate them.
Footwork.
And to re-educate them means that they must gain the skill and the strength to impose some regimentation of value upon their own lives. This has been one of the secrets of Alcoholics Anonymous. It has required a certain acceptance of the fact of God, of the presence of a spiritual power that will help man if man will help himself. And it is the acceptance of this superior power that has been the strength of this movement. Everywhere, acceptance means the renunciation of self and self-purpose in the acceptance of that which is superior. And in our present problem, this acceptance applies the person coming under the discipline of a power stronger than himself. The moment egoism, which is self-centeredness, is brought under subjugation to something above egoism, the moment the right to do as we please is subordinate to the conviction that it is our duty to please to do that which is right, that we are accountable for our conduct. The moment we begin to think this way, we are in a position to begin to discipline our own attitudes. When temper arises, we can simply say, this is contrary to my code of right. This code is more important than I am.
Damn, dribble too much,
This
but I
code
still
is
got
more
it.
important because it is revealed by God. It is supported by natural law. And I know that if I break this code, I will suffer. With such inducements, the person will make a little better effort to keep his code. he will feel also that there is a certain support for him in the keeping of his code. He will learn, as all wise people have learned, that nature makes it easiest for those who do decide to keep the code. If man, therefore, tries to do exactly as he desires, he may gain no support from nature and find nature actually against him. But if, on the other hand, he obeys the principles which he regards to be right, and he is right, then the whole strength of universal right is on his side. Nature wants him to be normal. Nature has decided what normal is. Nature declares that virtue is normal. Health is normal. Wisdom is normal. Friendship is normal. These are the normal things. And the individual who lines himself with these normal things has the full support of nature. It will cooperate with him. It will advance him to the degree that he advances these principles through his own conduct. Words mean nothing. They must be supported by conduct. So, if we like to say, as the very devout person, that if we ask God's help, and we are sincere, this help will be available. We are simply saying in another way, that if we are actually dedicated to right, this right everywhere in the universe is available to us as strength. And when we ask in the name of right for its protection and help, we are asking no more than is automatically ours anyway. But perhaps through the asking, we gain a certain further sense of security. We are not asking intercession. We are trying to clarify the fact that if we obey the rules will protect us. But we have to subjugate our own will to the rules. The story of the fall of Lucifer is the story of self-will and its disaster. It is a legend to be found in some form throughout the whole world. The idea of man doing it his way in a divine world and coming to trouble. Acceptance brings us back again to the acknowledgement of the universal way and permits us to bend our knee in humility and yet in dignity to a plan that is so great that there is no dishonor in obeying it, only honor. But this plan is something which does not enslave us, but makes us free men. And it is this plan that does not weaken us by making us obey, but rather strengthens us through the acceptance of proper obediences. There is therefore every possible inducement in nature to unite all scientific knowledge available to us with this simple religious discipline, which if we receive it into ourselves at any age, transfers leadership from the ego, from the personal self, from the center of selfness in our own natures, transfers our leadership from this center to a universal center. So that instead of following our own opinions into chaos, we follow the will of the universe along the path of eternal growth and light. When we make peace with the infinite, we achieve serenity of spirit. And if we have peace with the infinite, at what can we be at war? There is no other power that is real. So in this type of thinking, we recognize strong acceptances. The acceptances of brave people who bend the knee to truth who will allow no tyrant to rule their lives, that will fall under no tyranny, but will accept without question the leadership of truth itself. For if it is true that brave men are born leaders, it is also true that all brave men are born followers of truth. For it is truth that gives them bravery. It is the truth of principle that gives true courage. And actually, as the knights of old did their vigils in the cathedrals, dedicating their swords and their helms to the service of God, so modern man in all of his adventurings in this complicated world, he may be a leader over other men, but he does not deserve to be a leader until he is a follower of principles.
Yeah, on that note, shit, I'm gonna holler at y'all motherfuckers later, man. Peace? Alright, I'm out. Fuck it.